When saving for a home, it takes more than just not buying coffee every single day to save money. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some ways to start saving for a home. If you're new to my channel, my name's Tiana. I recently purchased a house. If you're interested in lifestyle content, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below because I have been posting quite a lot of it and I have a lot more to come. And if you're returning, it is so nice to see you again. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some ways to save for a house. When it comes to saving money and what you're saving it for, it's different for everybody. It's different for where you live, it's different on how much you make, it's different for what you're actually looking for. So keep in mind that some of these may not apply to you, but I'm really hoping that in some way, shape, or form, something out of this video will help you. When you're going to save for a home, the very first thing I would recommend is figure out how much you're going to need to save. This is going to help get your priorities straight. It's going to be a lot less stressful and it's going to make saving a lot easier. For example, when saving for a home, you want to start thinking how much you're going to need for a down payment, how much your bills are going to be, your mortgage payment. You want to factor in how much a home inspection is going to cost, home insurance. You're also required to put a deposit down on your home, so you also want to factor in the deposit. You also want to remember that you are going to have first-time fees. So for internet, let's say it may be $20 more expensive the first month because you do have your first-time fee, or sometimes you have hookups for, let's say, hydro. I also made sure that I had enough money to pay for the first 2 months for mortgage, 2 months for bills, 2 months for food, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't stuck and I didn't want to just save up a small amount of money to cover, let's say, just the down payment and not have enough for everything else. So the best way to find out how much money you're going to need to save up is to figure out everything that you need to pay for your home in advance. Write it all down, and if you're not sure on how much something is going to be, you can always call your lawyers and ask for a quote. You can always call your internet provider and ask for a quote, or you can reach out to someone like a friend or family and ask them for just a general number on how much it could be, because it's going to make things a lot more easier when you have a number in mind. For example, knowing that you're going to need to save up $15,000 is a lot better than not knowing at all. Number 2 is going to be you need to start knowing your needs and your wants. So what I did was I actually went back in my bank account 2 months and I started to highlight my needs versus my wants. Needs is going to be anything like dog insurance, dog food, your phone bill, your gas, food for the month, anything that is a need. Anything that is a want, such as makeup, clothing, extra dog collars, extra dog leashes, those are all wants. I know there are some circumstances where you may need one, like if your dog's leash breaks, you probably need another one. I don't know what everybody spends their money on, so let's just put dog collar and dog leash as a want. For example, I do need to pay the bank $15 a month for the account, and me spending $20 at a fast food restaurant was just a want. So once you start to go through your needs and wants, you may start to notice you're spending, let's say, $300 a month on your needs, which is fine, but you may start spending about $500 on your wants. You could always take that money and put it into a savings. Once you start to cut down on the things that you don't need to spend your money on, you're gonna notice a big difference. Of course, treat yourself. Sometimes some things are needs. Start to realize if you're buying something because you do need it or just because you want it. My third tip is try and have a timeline. But if you're at least able to say, okay, I want to give myself 1 year to move out. I want to give myself 6 months to move out. Let's say you want to move into a house in a year, then you know you need to save up, let's say $15,000. It's going to be so much easier on you. So when you have a time frame, it's going to be easier for you to achieve your goal. It's going to be so much easier for you to save money, and it's going to be so much easier for you to get in the mindset that you're going to want to purchase a home. So let's go back to the dog collars. Let's say I was going to the pet store to pick up my dog her dog food, and I walk by a cute collar and I go, oh, she could use a new collar. Do I really want to spend that $20 on a new collar for her, or do I want to put that $20 towards a house that I'm going to be purchasing in a few months? The best part about a time frame is you're able to actually save and know how much you're going to have saved by that time frame. So let's say you wanted to put away $100 each month and you had 12 months to do it. You're gonna have $1,200 by the end of the year. So you're gonna at least have an idea of how much money you could save within that time frame and have an idea if you're gonna be ready or not. My next tip is going to be a big one, which is going to vary person to person. Obviously, pay off your debt. So I know, paying off your debt varies person to person. What my boyfriend and I did is we decided to stick it out and stay at our parents' house as long as we could and pay off all of our debt. This way, when we moved out, we were not worried about paying part of the debt. Because when you go back to it, when you start thinking about your mortgage and your monthly payments, you also want to factor in that monthly payment. Let's say instead of putting that $5,000 away to your home that you really want, pay off your debt, and it's gonna make living so much easier and so much more enjoyable. Now, did we move in here debt-free? No, we have a truck that we do pay monthly payments for. We did pay off our laptop, we paid off a Skidoo. Anything else that we may have financed, we did pay off. We paid our credit cards off because it's so much easier to move into a house knowing you don't have any debt, and it's gonna be so much easier. So if you're able to, I would highly recommend doing that prior to moving out. My next tip is going to be try and find extra income. Having an extra income is gonna help you save up money a lot more because then you're gonna be able to just put that extra income right into savings. So for an extra income, it doesn't have to be anything big and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Let's say you're going to be moving out and you just wanna save a little bit more. Go through everything you own, whatever you don't need, try and sell. All the money that you get from selling your items, put that in your savings, put that towards your home. And that's just gonna be another way to gain a little bit more money to save up. You could also get a second job if you wanted to. You could try something part-time, maybe babysit, maybe dog walk. Anything like that just to gain a little bit of extra money may help, and it may make the saving process a little bit better and easier. When we moved out, I wanted to make sure that I was gaining income through YouTube. So we also waited until I was making a decent amount on YouTube to count it as a little bit of extra income on the side. Does it cover a lot? No, but we know that there's gonna be some money each month coming in that's gonna help go towards the dog, the bills, anything like that. So selling some things and YouTube is a way that I brought in some extra income. And if there's extra ways that you can, I'd highly recommend you do it. This way you can save up a little bit more. One of the best tips that I could recommend is that you put money away, but you do it automatically. So every single time you get a paycheck, even if you were to get them to auto deposit money into a savings account, that's the best way. Even if it's $5 a month, even if it's 10, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. If you're able to set up auto deposit every single time that you get a paycheck, it's gonna be so much easier to save money. It's out of sight, it's out of mind, and it's just gonna sit there and grow and collect. Now, this tip and my next tip do combine. Try and invest your money. So what I would highly recommend is you get an investment account at a different bank. This way, when you auto deposit your money that you got from your paycheck to a different bank, it goes into an investment account. You're not able to just go to the investment account and take that money out. It's out of sight, it's out of mind, and with investments, it grows a lot quicker. So when you put your money into investments, it grows a lot quicker. It's a lot better, in my opinion, than a savings account. Not just that, when I think of investments, I think don't touch it, leave it, let it sit there and grow. So when I automatically have money from my regular bank account go to my investments, I don't even look at it, I don't even see it. I look at it maybe 4 or 5 times a year regularly. I just let it sit there and I let it grow. So I would highly recommend either opening up a second bank account for a savings account or investing your money. So that's why I said number 6 and 7 go together. So those are my main tips when it comes down to saving for a home. It wasn't the normal stop spending money on coffee, stop spending money on takeout. I feel like a lot of us already know not to spend our money on that, and I really wanted to maybe show you a different version on how to save money. So I really hope that this was helpful and in some way, shape, or form you got something out of it. I do want to make more videos like this, so maybe basic ways to save money. So if you want to see videos like that, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know in the comments down below your favorite way to save money and what you would recommend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.